So I've traveled to about 20 different countries as a sperm donor so far, and of all countries I've been to, the UK has the highest demand for healthy open known donors and the lowest supply of good donors out there. And there's a few reasons for that. First of all, the paths you can take for reproductive assistance through the NHS take a long time and are very expensive. Why? Because no one wants to be a donor. They give donors £45 and some travel reimbursement, and that's it. So no one wants to put on all that responsibility and all that work for, you know, some extra change. I know donors should not use money as their main motivation, but money can be a good incentive to be a healthier donor, and it gives you some sense of purpose and value if people pay for you as a donor, or if clinics or banks give you money for you as a donor. It gives you the sense that, hey, you know, I did something of value, I did something valuable. Now that's not legal in the UK. In the UK, we cannot charge for our time or for the donations. We can only reimburse our own expenses. Now our own expenses, our donors, are fairly high, so we and most donors I work with in the Sperm Donor Association are fairly expensive donors. However, that's not normal in the UK. In the UK, a lot of people really hate on donors that charge more than what they might believe a donor should charge or can charge legally. However, again, there's a big difference between someone who's like a side gig donor who like donates a little here and there, or someone who is retired and maybe old and has the money to be a full-time donor and not the best health, but you know, he wants to have a lot of babies, and a donor who is focused on his health, spending a lot of money on his health, spending a lot of money on organic food, on supplements, on fertility enhancing things in his life that can be good hotels, clean places to stay, good gym memberships, good wellness places, all that kind of stuff. And of course it comes with a nice lifestyle. Of course, to me at least, it's enjoyable to live healthy. Not everyone would be able to restrict themselves as much as we as donors do, but I think that it's also very valuable for the recipients and their children. Now, the fact that donors are not allowed to charge for their effort, their time, the expense that comes with giving a donation, a lot of people think that, you know, jerking off or masturbating as a donor is a simple and easy thing. That also comes with some, I wouldn't call it work, but mentally to put yourself in a situation where you have to masturbate 5 times a week or 10 times a week, that can go on your brain. And telling donors that's not worth anything and you're not allowed to charge anything for that or for your time leads to the fact that the UK is so terrible in supply of good donors and so high in demand.